What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? We've got some breaking news that you are going to love. Trey Smith is staying in Kansas City. That's right, the Chiefs have placed the franchise tag on our star offensive guard, locking him in for another season with a fully guaranteed $23.4 million deal. This move is massive for the team, and honestly, it caught a lot of people by surprise. Just a few weeks ago, there were serious doubts about whether the Chiefs could afford to keep him. But as always, where there's Veach, there's a way, and once again, our GM found a way to make the magic happen. The news first hit the internet through NFL insider Jordan Schultz, who broke the story just 1 minute before Ian Rappaport. Can you imagine the race to tweet first? Maybe a little friendly rivalry at Starbucks? Schultz reported that the Chiefs were placing the franchise tag on Trey Smith with the goal of working out a long-term deal. Then, just moments later, Rappaport confirmed it. It didn't take long for Chiefs fans to flood social media with reactions, some celebrating, some questioning the move, and others just relieved that one of the best defensive linemen in football is staying put. Alright, Chiefs Kingdom, now that we know Trey Smith is staying, let's talk about why this move is a game changer for Kansas City. You might be thinking, okay, he's a great player, but why all the fuss? Well, let me break it down for you. Trey Smith is more than just a solid offensive lineman, he's a cornerstone of this offense. Lining up next to Creed Humphrey and Joe Thuney, he's part of one of the best interior offensive lines in the entire NFL. And with Patrick Mahomes under center, keeping this unit strong is an absolute must. Now, here's what makes this move even more interesting. Guards almost never get franchise tagged. It's rare. In fact, when people were speculating about who the Chiefs might use the tag on, Trey Smith's name wasn't at the top of the list. So why did they do it? First off, the price was lower than expected. Just last week, experts projected the franchise tag for a guard to be around $26 million, but it ended up being only $23.4 million. That's a huge difference and made the decision a lot easier for the Chiefs. Then, there's the salary cap jump. When the NFL announced the cap was increasing more than expected, from $252 million up to $279 million, it opened the door for Kansas City to make moves they didn't think were possible just a few weeks ago. And keeping Trey Smith suddenly became a realistic option. Now, let's get a quick vote going. Do you think the Chiefs made the right move by tagging Trey Smith? Hit S for yes if you think this was a smart decision, or N for no if you think the team should have spent that money elsewhere. And of course, you already know who made this move happen, Brett Veach. The man just keeps finding ways to work his magic. Let's talk about how he pulled this off. But now, I want to hear from you. What was your first reaction when you heard Trey Smith was staying? Drop your one-word reaction in the comments below. Was it relieved? Shocked? Thrilled? Let's see what Chiefs Kingdom thinks. Now, this move raises a big question. Why is keeping Trey Smith such a huge deal for the Chiefs? Let's break it down. Chiefs Kingdom, we have to talk about the mastermind behind this move, Brett Veach. Seriously, is there anyone better at pulling off salary cap miracles than this guy? Every time we think the Chiefs are backed into a corner, he finds a way out. Think about it, just a few weeks ago, reports were saying that keeping Trey Smith wasn't financially realistic. The Chiefs were tight on cap space, and many analysts thought Smith would walk in free agency. But then, boom! Veach strikes again. A lot of this comes down to his ability to plan ahead. He saw the cap increase coming, he anticipated the market, and when the tag price dropped below expectations, he jumped on the opportunity. That's the kind of front office magic that keeps the Chiefs competitive year after year. And let's be real, losing Trey Smith would have been a huge problem. After all, the left side of the offensive line was already a concern. If Veach had let Smith walk, the Chiefs would have needed to replace two key O-line positions this offseason. Instead, he locked down a major piece of the puzzle. Now, I've got to ask you, is Brett Veach the best GM in the NFL? If you think he is, drop a Y for yes in the comments. If you think there's someone better, hard to imagine, right? Drop an N for NO. Let's settle this debate right now. Alright, so Trey Smith is staying in Kansas City, but this isn't the end of the story. The franchise tag is just the beginning. What comes next for Smith and the Chiefs? Let's break it all down. Alright, Chiefs Kingdom, the franchise tag is just step one. This story isn't over yet. The real question now is, what happens next? The Chiefs didn't use the franchise tag just to keep Trey Smith for one more season. No, this move buys time. It keeps him in Kansas City while they work toward a long-term deal. And make no mistake, Smith deserves a long-term deal. The guy has been a beast since the moment he stepped on the field. So, what would a contract extension look like? Projections suggest a 4-year, $86 million deal with around $50 million guaranteed. The Chiefs, on the other hand, reportedly prefer a 5-year deal. But here's the thing, the longer they wait, the more expensive it gets. If the Chiefs don't lock him up now, his price tag could skyrocket next offseason. And let's not forget, franchise tagging him again in 2026 would be even more costly. Keeping Smith is huge, but it also raises another big question. What about the other key players who need new deals? Nick Bolton, one of the heartbeats of this defense. Does Veach prioritize him? Justin Reed, a crucial piece in the secondary, but safety contracts can be tricky. Left tackle, the biggest hole on the roster. Can the Chiefs afford to spend big here after locking up Smith? Decisions. Veach has his work cut out for him. Alright, let's hear from you. If you were Brett Veach, who would you extend first? 1. Trey Smith, 2. Nick Bolton, 3. Justin Reed. Drop the number 1, 2, or 3 in the comments and let's see who the fans think should be the top priority. Now, one guy who's definitely happy about this move? Patrick Mahomes. Let's talk about what Trey Smith's return means for the Chiefs' offense and their Super Bowl chances next season. Alright, let's talk about the biggest winner in all of this, Patrick Mahomes. When you have a $500 million quarterback, the absolute number one priority is keeping him upright and protected. And Trey Smith's return helps ensure exactly that. With Smith locked in for 2025, Mahomes keeps one of his best bodyguards. Alongside Creed Humphrey and Joe Thuney, the interior of the offensive line remains one of the best in the league. That's massive for a team that struggled at times with offensive consistency last season. But let's be real, there's still work to do. The left tackle position remains a big question mark. If Brett Veach can fix that, we could be looking at an even better offensive line in 2025 than we had last season. With Mahomes protected, Andy Reid has more flexibility to scheme up plays without worrying about pressure up the middle. That means more time for Mahomes to find his receivers, more room for the run game to operate, and fewer headaches for Chiefs fans. Now that Trey Smith is back, how are you feeling about the Chiefs' offense for next season? Drop your confidence level in the comments from 1 to 10, 1 equals worried, 10 equals Super Bowl bound. And hey, if you want more Chiefs news and breakdowns, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got a wild offseason ahead, and you won't want to miss a thing. That's it for today, Chiefs Kingdom. See you in the next one.